National resistance movement cadres who have supported the government of Uganda for a long time have condemned the enemies who have started threatening the Prime Minister Nabbanja over her work. They now want her security beefed up to prevent any possible bump off. This was during a meeting at Teak Hotel, Kawempe, near Kampala.
Prime Minister Nabbanja this week intimated that there are people threatening to bump her off due to her relentless campaign against corruption.
Of course, if somebody can drive from Kampala up to my home area to look for a brother, my brother, who is a town clerk in the village, to ask him such a question, it seems there is something is wrong.
The National Resistance Movement cadres have now come out to express their disappointment over the threats from the alleged corrupt people who they say are fighting the hard-working Prime Minister. Matua Job Richard, NRM cadre, wants President Museveni to address this issue before the Prime Minister thinks of resigning and have the said mafias apprehended.
Don't get intimidated. Don't get scared. We are ready and we will mobilize all right-thinking Ugandans to defend you up to the final dot, even if it costs for our lives. We will protect you, we will be your human shield. What we need from you, continue with your good job, expose all of these idiots, my president called them pigs, and we shall do the needful.
He has also requested the president to increase the security of the Prime Minister with immediate effect.
It is ready evidence that she's been threatened. We don't need to delay and see again the likes of incidents we had with the General Katumba Wamala again. We should not make that mistake anymore. Let our president order for the commandos under SFC to be deployed to guard her, including her properties like homes.
Investing in technology. If anything can happen, wabawe kibaddewo ku motoka ye oba ku bulamu bwe ujali ne jasura tufuna instant signal ne government nfuna report nasobola okuyambibwa.
These cadres also want the permanent secretary from the office of the Prime Minister to be arrested for giving a false report to the Prime Minister over the COVID-19 substandard relief in Kasese.
We request that the permanent secretary that he gave Prime Minister a wrong report be arrested, charged, and prosecuted properly, or that Prime Minister should be retired in the public interest. In fact, if you say retire somebody in the public interest, this would be the first culprit, if any.
Dongo Shema Frederick, a cadre from Butaleja, revealed that they cannot afford to hold their hands and watch the said mafias threaten the Prime Minister, who is fighting corruption in the country.
President of the Republic of Uganda intervenes faster. Mr. President, sir, the problem our good Prime Minister has now unearthed. Don't leave her like that. Otherwise, she will be intimidated, and if she reaches a point of intimidation, she will withdraw, and things will go back to the normal, where they were, where theft, where every program under the office of Prime Minister, the biggest percentage of the money spent on it is taken away by these corrupt elements and their surrogates in the system and private sector. So, Mr. President, urgently intervene and do something about this corruption.
These have also suggested that the person who traveled from Kampala to Kakumiro to threaten Nabbanja should be arrested. These cadres, who include Matua Job Richards, Dongoshema Frederick, Mutebi Samuel, and Rebecca Mohamud Mwada, are now requesting all the people, including religious leaders, to come out strongly on this issue and condemn corruption.
Nsaba muna Uganda yenna ayagala ensi ye aveeyo alwanisa abantu abo betuyita abalabbayi, abakenuzi, ababbi, abatalumirwa nsi yaffe, bave ku ggwanga lyaffe ligende mu maaso.
The team strongly believes that Prime Minister Nabbanja is the right person to fight corruption in Uganda, given the service so far done ever since she assumed office.
Well, we pray that the Prime Minister is safe and that the government takes action. In more stories, property worth billions of shillings have perished in a fire at Parkview Safari Lodge in Kichwamba Sub-County, Rubirizi District. The fire reportedly originated from the burning forest of Queen Elizabeth National Park. Authorities at the Parkview Hotel have pinned Uganda Wildlife Authority over negligence. Details in this report.
Shema Municipality Member of Parliament Dickson Kateshumbwa is counting losses after his Parkview Hotel was reduced to ashes last night. According to management, the fire began at around 4 p.m. in Queen Elizabeth National Park and quickly spread to Parkview Hotel located at the edge of the park in Rubirizi District. 15 of the 20 grass-thatched cottages were burnt to cinders, including the main restaurant.
4 days back, we had fire, and the poor people came up to here to ask whether we are safe. And they went and worked on that fire until they contained it. Yesterday, I don't know what happened. That one is a question to be answered by our people.
Kateshumbwa Dickson says despite several meetings with Uganda Wildlife Authority on proper management of the fires in the park, there has been no compliance.
They are supposed to create a buffer line when they are burning, and that's what they used to do for this sector. But we've been told by the team here that they didn't, and the park has been burning, as you can see, all over. And yesterday there was the fire came, invaded the lodge. There was a lot of wind. So out of the 20 cottages which we have here, 15 has been totally burnt down, plus the main restaurant. And as you can see, the damage is very huge. These cottages are made of grass thatched because of the concept here for tourism. We have invested a lot. We have a lot of loans to pay from the banks.
But UWA Communications Officer Hanji Bashir denies allegations of the authority having started the fire, since they have not set any management fires since the year began.
As far as we are concerned as Uganda Wildlife Authority, nothing happened. We have not burnt any management fires in Queen Elizabeth National Park ever since this year started. Therefore, the allegations are unfounded, they are untrue, and they should be ignored.
However, the Member of Parliament of Katerera constituency, which also neighbors Queen Elizabeth National Park, Haj Muhammad Katoto, says UWA has no authority to deny, since it's not the first time the same is happening.
Yourselves, you have taken your cameras there. You have seen how the fire started. They are even still burning more. And they used to burn and leave this area, the area which is near the hotel. They would always stop before the road of going to Jakana Hotel. They would always burn the other side. But shockingly, this time I don't know whether they were drunk or what, they just decided to burn also this side.
The management of Parkview Safari Lodge now wants Uganda Wildlife Authority to take responsibility and compensate them for the losses incurred.
Very sad story right there in regards to business, and in a time like this.